Okay, so YouTube is live. I'm just waiting for Instagram. Give it one moment. There we go. Okay.
Happy Sacred Sunday.
Yes. Hello, lady. Thanks for joining. Hello, Margaret. Thanks for joining. Okay. I'm just getting a few things set up here, so don't mind my head looking sideways. I'm trying to use my computer webcam today, so hopefully there's nothing that cuts in and out. And then don't forget we have the draw today. Hello, Intuitive Arts. Thanks for joining. And by the way, if there's anyone that needs a good sound healing session, go check out his page, intuitivearts.to. Fantabulous, by the way.
Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. Hello, Ibby, YYZ1, or LB, sorry. So just to let everybody know, again, today's the draw. So if you watched us last week, we had mentioned, because it was World Tarot Day, we had mentioned that Kat and I will both do a private 3-card reading for someone that was on the live last week. I have on the computer screen, I have that name wheel, and I've put everyone's names there. Actually, let me see how many there are. 18. Looks like there was 18 names.
Wow, 18. I had no idea. That's crazy.
I can't see from here, so I have to double check. I have to get closer.
I knew we had a big group, but 18. Wow.
Yes, 18. So 18. I'm going to try to share it on the live. I'm going to, hopefully it'll work. My fingers crossed. And we'll go from there. We're just going to wait, I'd say, another minute or two for a few more to join. And we'll go from there. I think what we'll do is we'll start off with the typical disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be, we don't do readings for legal, medical, and financial, because there are experts for that in the field. And of course, we're always for arts and entertainment purposes only. Kat, I'll let you go ahead and tell everybody who you are and what you do.
So I'm Kat. I'm with Well Earth Holistic, and the mission of my company is to support the holistic health and well-being of people and their pets, and I do that through, I guess you could say, spiritual coaching, life coaching, but I work through Reiki primarily, and I also teach people how to become self-sufficient by growing their own food and learning traditional skills. I've been an HR practitioner, designated HR person, managing people's performance since probably 1999. So I've been doing this for a while, but I'm working with Steve in the tarot sphere, because tarot is an excellent way to hone your intuition. And if you're looking for a way to get out of your head and try to activate that pineal gland and connect better with your heart and your gut and your instincts, tarot is a great way to do that. So I love reading tarot, and I find the more you exercise that muscle, the stronger it gets.
Perfect. And I'm Steve from Energy Healing with Steve. And some of the things I do are obviously tarot, energy healing using crystals. So it is like a form of Reiki. I just use crystals instead of the symbols and so on, as well as energy healing for animals and sound. Okay, so that's what I do. All right, so whoever's on, hello Lily, hello Christina, thanks for joining. Let's see if I'm gonna be able to do this.
Should we do it? You want to do it now, or you want to do it after the reading when more people have joined?
Well, let's see. Oh, we can't. Okay, so it does work. Okay, so why don't we do this? I'm gonna remove this from the stage for the moment. Okay. Let's wait for a few others to join. In the meantime, Kat, I think what we can do is go through our weekly reading and then come back to it. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
All right. Would you like to go first?
Sure, absolutely. So I pulled an interesting group of cards today. The cards that I pulled seem to indicate that there's going to be a phase, and some of you are going to have a phase in your soul journey that's ending next week. Things are kind of coming to a close. Maybe you're going to have sort of a finalization of a spiritual lesson or something like that is going to come to the fore for you next week. And that ending of that phase is going to be followed by a period of respite and reflection. And some of you may arrive next week at that moment, at that karmic moment. You may or may not realize that's what it is, but you may arrive at the point next week where you're feeling like, this really wasn't how I sort of envisioned my life going right now. I would really like to reevaluate my goals. Some of you may be in that mindset of wanting something different from yourself, from your life than you thought that you would get. So, and the cards were in order, the World, and a couple of fours. So we have a Four of Swords and a Four of Cups. Fours typically mean stability, and they mean sort of not a holding pattern so much, but where you're evaluating. You've reached sort of a point, and before you go any further, you just want to kind of evaluate things. And the fact that we got two fours is significant to me. So, and they're all upright, so nothing hinky there, but definitely gonna be a week, according to my cards anyway, gonna be a week of significant, maybe a chapter in your life coming around, but some significant reflection. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, your cards are very straightforward this week. Yes, you're closing out one chapter in your life with the World. You're closing it out. You're starting something new. And then you've got the two fours. So, the Four of Swords is really about rest and recuperation, because you know what? You've reached the end of that chapter in your life, or that period where something is closing off, and you've probably worked really hard at it. So you need to rest. And then you've got the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups, it's an interesting card, because it typically shows the person as being kind of sad. Mm-hmm. And that's because they're focusing on three cups that have typically either been spilled or emptied. And then there's one at the back that they're not focusing on, which contains the things that they should be looking at. Mm-hmm. Now, you could also look at the Four of Cups in a different way. You're focusing on the three in front, so that you don't repeat the same pattern going forward. And the one at the back that you're missing is the new way, the new, route or road for you to go on. So yeah, it's exactly what you said, Kat. No, nothing different from my end. It's very straightforward.
Sometimes that other cup too, it kind of stuck out at me actually when I pulled it. Sometimes it can mean higher meaning or a higher self. So yeah, it's kind of a little bit higher up in the card, and the person's not aware of it. They're focusing on the ego as opposed to the higher self. That's what sort of rang out to me when I pulled it this time. But you're right. There's a few different ways that it can be interpreted. Just the way it's aspected with these other cards, there's definitely some reflection happening this week for the collective.
All right. I will do mine, and then we will get to the wheel, the draw. All right. So I just want to talk about this deck that I'm using for this month. It's actually a deck that came out in 2020, but it's the Pride deck, because it is Pride Month in at least Toronto. I know New York, and I think around other areas around the world. So it is a quite interesting deck, and I just want to show you the cover, or the back of the card, and it's showing love is love. But if you flip it over, it says the exact same thing. So it says love is love, no matter which way you turn it over. I do like it. I think some of the graphics are phenomenal. So it is worth a deck worth looking at. And I've done a little review on it, or card flip. So I will be posting that as well.
If anybody knows what that's called, by the way, I know there's a name for that. Love is love, that design where it reads the same way in both directions. If you guys, somebody can, I know there's a term for what that's called. If you know what it is, can you let us know in the comments? It's driving me crazy. I've seen it, but it's on the tip of my tongue and I can't think of what it is. It's not an anagram, but it's something similar like that. So if you know what it is, let us know.
All right. My cards this week is going to be a bit of a bumpy ride, and they're, very different than the cards that Kat pulled. So let's go through it. And I think this week you're either going to resonate with hers or you're going to resonate with mine because they're very polar opposite.
Yeah.
All right. The first card I pulled is the Tower. So beginning this week, somewhere along the week, you could have a moment where, you know what? Holy crap, everything's just falling apart, whether it be your life, your work, your, personal life, like your romantic life. Things are falling apart. It's shaking. The foundation that the tower is on is it's not stable anymore, and it's starting to break. Okay. The next one I've got is the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is a pretty quick. Oh, Adam's saying palindrome.
That's when it reads the same way forward and backward, Adam. This is like forward and backwards. I'm talking about when it's upside down versus right side up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The next card I pulled is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords is a card that it's pretty quick paced. And this is someone around you, or it could be you, that is very smart. They're strategic. Because if you think of this knight, this is the knight that leads the army into battle. So it's someone that's very intelligent. They know how to speak. They know how to write. So that's what that knight is. And then the last card that I pulled is the Moon. Okay, so the Moon, I do like the imagery of this one as well. The Moon is all about illusions. Things that you can't see. They're not in front of you necessarily. It's also about instinct and intuition. So when the things appear to you that, you know what, something just doesn't feel right, it's trying to tell you to trust your intuition. Grow that intuition, practice it, and trust it. It's very, very important, especially this week. So recapping the cards, we're gonna have a bumpy week this week with the Tower. Okay, and then you're gonna get some kind of news or some kind of message from the Knight, whether that be the person around you. There's going to be information that's going to be given to you, and that information is not necessarily accurate because you've got the Moon right after. So it's saying it could be an illusion. So don't fall for things that are being told to you this week. Look at what's being told, analyze it, but trust your intuition. This week is a strong week to trust your intuition from the cards that I'm pulling. Kat, what do you think?
Now that I hear you play it out like that, I'm thinking maybe there may be some connection between the themes of both of our pulls, because the Tower can also be interpreted as like a fall from hubris. It's like okay, you've had a little bit of a rude awakening. It's going to be a big rude awakening. And it's going to require you to execute some strategy, right? So that's the way I sort of see the Knight is as a result of what the Tower, whatever tower is going to fall down for you next week, you're going to have to regroup on strategy and execute something immediately is sort of how I see that as another possible way to read it. And then the Moon also being the reflection that we saw in the Four of Cups, and kind of the Four of Swords as well. The other thing the Moon represents, and again, my fours are not that significant. These are things you have control over, but the Moon is something much more. Steve's cards are much more significant in that the Moon is going to, there's going to be a need for you to face your shadow, I think is another way we can look at the Moon. As a result of what happens with the Tower, you may have to face some ugly truths about yourself and about the part you had to play in that tower falling down, right? That could be another way that we could interpret it. It's going to be a humbling week in either case for both of our cards. but there's going to be some significant karmic forces at play. So buckle up. I guess it's the best thing to say, right?
Yep, that is true.
And Adam, you're right. It's an ambigram. That's what it is. I thought it was similar to anagram, but it's rotational ambigram. Absolutely. Thank you very much. It was driving me crazy.
All right. Let's get back to this. All right. That's going on the screen just about now.
So this is for people that are joining that don't know what we're doing here. Maybe you weren't on last week. So we had just to repeat what we said earlier, we did have a little contest for World Tarot Day, which was last weekend. And we're going to draw a name today of everybody that was on the call. We had 18 people that joined the call last week because they wanted to get their name in the draw for a free read from Steve and I, three cards each. So we're going to click the wheel and pick a name. So good luck, everybody.
All right, here we go.
Fingers crossed.
All right.
Red Capes 59. Congratulations.
It's going to pop up on the Instagram, I think, in a minute. There we go. Red Capes 59. I remember this person from Instagram. So try to reach out to myself or Kat for that free draw. And if I find you as well, I'll try to message you. So Red Capes 59.
We're going to spend the week trying to connect with Red Capes.
Yeah.
And if we don't connect with you, Red Capes, by what did we decide? Sunday at noon? Next Sunday at noon? We're going to do another draw next week?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right. So
cool. Congratulations.
All right. Let's just put us back to the normal view here. Kat, give me a second.
Looks good to me. There we go.
There we go. I think we're a little bit bigger now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, everybody. So that was that. You heard our weekly polls. Now it's time for the live audience member reading. So if there's anyone on the live that would like a card pull, let us know. We will pull a card for you.
And let us know your age, gender, and astrological sign, please, as well. Because I use signifier cards when I do my reads, and they're the court cards, which are determined by your age and your gender and astrological sign.
All right. So the first one here is the crystal vein crystals. Okay, so the crystal vein, can you let us know? Okay, great. We've got quite a few here.
Nice.
Crystal vein, let us know your age if you're 30. There we go. Heather, thank you. Heather, female Capricorn 50.
All
so
right.
You can find the signifier card there.
It's the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so that's Heather. I'm going to pull for Heather. And it's I'm assuming just a general read. So let's see what we get.
Yes, we have quite a few. So just hang in there. We will get to you. All right. So this one is going to be for Heather.
Okay.
Well, interesting. You
go first.
All right. So, Heather, the card that came out for you is one that I've already pulled for this week. It is the moon. So, this week, Heather, look out for any kind of illusions that are coming your way and really trust your instinct. Feel it. Feel the instinct. And, it says crystal vein. I know there's crystals that are going to help you go through this week to help figure out, you know what? Is this person BSing me? And also, you have crystals to heighten your intuition, such as amethyst. So I know that. So let's use the crystals to your advantage. And let's see what Kat pulled for you and see how they kind of fare together.
I think they go really well. King of Swords, he's all about logic and reason. He doesn't suffer fools. He takes a very rational approach to solving decisions. So you're going to have to channel, it looks like you're going to have to channel your inner King of Swords to figure out the message that the moon card Steve pulled is trying to tell you. And you're going to have to look at it with complete and utter impartiality. There can be no, you're going to really have to set your ego aside and let your higher self guide this and look at all the facts before arriving at decisions or actions that you want to take. So time, not mess around.
Yeah. And, I want to say one other thing, Kat. Something just came to me as you were pulling that card, and I want to ask Heather, is there someone around you that might be the King of Swords? So someone who's extremely intelligent, someone who knows how to play. Yeah, is an air sign, knows how to play the game. They're very eloquent in the way they speak. They know how to write. Oh, thank you.
From Wednesday. You know what that means? I don't, but thank you, Heather. Appreciate that vote of confidence.
Yeah. Oh, she's saying, oh, yeah. So there you go. So this person might be the one that's going to cause that illusion. So be careful, have your instincts ready, and trust your instinct.
Yeah, it's hard to know with court cards. And again, we're pulling one card. So if you with court cards, it's hard enough to interpret them when it's a full spread, never mind when it's just one card. And certainly if you were to book a full reading with Steve, you could get a little bit more insight on what a court card might mean. But yeah, you're right. Steve's right. It could mean somebody who's going to be part of the problem, or it could be somebody that's going to be part of the solution too. There could be a man, this could be an aspect of yourself, or it could be an individual, an older man who's probably an air sign, who comes along and is in the periphery of whatever's happening with the moon. So keep an open mind. Yeah, it could be any of those things. Absolutely.
Yeah. And Heather, I'm looking forward to our little get together in June. Can't wait for that. Okay.
What's next?
I see Margaret. I'd like a card pull, please. Margaret, over 30, female, Pisces.
Aries. Oh, Pisces. Sorry, I got to scroll up a little higher.
All right, let me just.
Okay, Margaret.
Okay.
So
like Pisces.
So that's my Queen of Cups for Margaret.
All right. That was not a pop. Okay. Interesting. Having a hard time getting a card fly out for Heather, but don't worry, Heather, it'll come out.
It's just going to make us work for it.
And Kat, if you found yours, you can
I will let you know.
There it actually flew across the room. Hang on.
Sense of urgency there.
Okay. I've got it. I'll let you go first this time, Kat.
Okay, I'm just homing in on her here. She is. Okay. So we have a 6 of rods in reverse. So upright, the 6 of rods is a sign of victory. Time to celebrate. It's like the upright. They're coming home from the war, and that garland is a representative of a victory and celebration. But when it's in reverse, cards in reverse mean not always the opposite, but a delayed. Maybe there's a victory coming, but for whatever reason, it's delayed. It's not here yet, and there's something that's keeping it from coming forward. So there's a block. Maybe Steve's card will shed some light on what that block might be, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the card that I pulled as well does go hand in hand. It's also a wands.
Mm.
So it is the Two of Wands. So I feel
Mm.
like, Margaret, I don't know if you're stuck somewhere and you need to make a decision.
Indecision.
Um, yeah, which is, it's probably giving you that block of that Six of Wands, right? That's why it's probably in reversed. Um, Now, the Two of Wands for me, it really signifies, yes, you have a decision to make, but you know what the decision is. You just haven't made it yet. You have a very strong pull towards one one of the two options. So, let us know, Margaret, if that makes any sense. And again, because this is a very general read, it could apply to your work, it could apply to your home, it could apply to many different things. Let us know if you're, pending a decision that would, reverse Cat's card right there.
Sometimes you're the two of sword, the two of excuse me, two of wands. You said it was another wand, right? Two of
Yeah,
wands.
yeah,
So the two of wands is usually, it's about duality. It's about balance, right? There's something maybe there. If you can achieve the balance that's missing, you might write this Six of Wands here. So
so she did say yes, that makes sense. Thank you for letting us know.
thank you.
Okay, now let's see who's next. Okay, we got Adam, Aquarius, um, and male, and
Yeah.
then above
Aquarius.
30.
So he's a King of Swords. Air
Oh, he
sign.
is, he?
He
Mr.
is.
Smart, Mr. Smartman.
King of Swords.
All right.
Let's see what the cards say. Is there a question, Adam, or is it just a general read?
Just general from what I could see. Okay.
All right. Where's my King of Swords? No, I was just looking at you, so you got to be here somewhere. See how well this is where we'll see how well I shuffled.
All right. So while you look, I will start.
All right. Yep.
So, Adam, for you, I've got the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles. Pentacles is a symbol of career, finances, wealth, that kind of stuff. And the eight is really, it signifies that you're mastering what you do for work. Because I know you personally, I think that was very fitting for you. So you're very good at what you do for your job. Now let's see what Cat pulls.
We've got an Ace of Wands. So we've got an exciting new project maybe starting, Adam, for you. If there's something you've been, I don't know if you know about this project or not. Again, this could be something around the corner that you don't know about. Or it also, aces also mean powerful, like power and things going the way you want them to go. So if you've got a project on the go, it might not be in its early stages, but this is an indicator that something's going to go very, very well for you in an endeavor that you have, that you're focused on right now, or that you're hoping to start. So looks good.
Yeah. And the project may, I know my card had to do a lot with career and financial, and Cat's has a lot to do with a new project that you're passionate about. So it may not relate to each other. What it may be saying is, you know what, you've mastered what you do for work, and it's very possible you need to either expand that into something a little bigger, or a whole new idea or project is coming in your direction, in the sense of not even relating to work. So you've mastered the work. Now it's time for something completely new, and that could be, it could almost be a vacation in a sense, right? Something new, a new chapter, a new passion that's starting, and it might not be related to work. So hopefully, Adam, that makes sense for you.
Who's
Um,
next?
all right. Adam's saying true, so accurate. Okay, sorry, I think I missed somebody here.
Lily. I think Lily's next, and Lily is.
And then I've got Corey. Oh, geez, I think it's Corey. Corey, refresh my memory. Yeah, it's actually Corey.
Sorry, Corey.
Female, 41, Aries.
Okay, so
Hello, fellow Aries.
Queen of Wands, Corey. Let's see where the Queen of Wands is in my deck here.
All right.
Are we just on Instagram, or do we have people on YouTube as well asking?
I will check in a moment.
Corey.
Okay, that came out just like funny enough. It's another card that I pulled tonight.
Isn't that funny? What's up with these cards?
Okay, I don't see any on the YouTube, so we'll just leave it there. All right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm still shuffling here.
Okay, so this card I also pulled for the weekly tarot reading. It is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a very quick-moving knight. It's someone who goes into battle, leads an army, somebody who's very intelligent, very smart, very charismatic as well. So this could be you, or it could be somebody very close to you, like around you within that circle, whether it be work circle, family circle, friendship circle. It really, let's see what Kat pulls, and we'll try to relate the two and see how it goes.
So I don't know if so tens typically mean endings, and it's better if it's upright and not in reverse. So is there, I don't know if you've got a family situation going on that's not going so well. Whatever it is, it needs some attention. It looks like there's a little bit of discord in the family. Again, it's not, this is the cards that we pull are not carved in stone, like this is going to happen and there's nothing you can do about it. The trick is that we're only pulling one card, so it's hard to give additional context as to what this might mean and how you might go about fixing it. There are ways to get, that's, if you get a read and you're not happy with the read, you can always ask for a clarification spread. What can I do to right this? What can I do to improve the situation that the cards seem to be laid out for me? So I don't know if have you got any family things going on, or if
So yeah, so Corey is saying I don't relate at all. So I want to like deep dive into this a little bit more. Sorry, you pulled the 10 of Cups in reversed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't necessarily want to say it's an ending just yet, because I know it's a 10, but it's not in the upright position. So, Corey, is there anything related emotionally? So because it's a Cups card, it is relevant to emotional, and it may not be a family thing. It could be a spouse. It could be a friendship, somebody who's somewhat close. Does that make any sense now? Is there something that is triggered? Like, is it relating now at some point? So Corey's saying no family things, and that's fine. It may not be related to family, but what I want you to think about is something that involves emotions. So if there is someone around or you that is, involved in something that's, because it's close to a 10, I'm going to say it's highly emotional. Okay, because you went from a 1 to a 10, 10 being the highest level. And then the next one I've got is the Knight of Swords. So it's hard. Okay, so could it be like an inner? Yes. Could it be something inside Corey, like an inner abuser, like an inner child? Yes. When a card is reversed, it also reflects a blockage within you. Okay, so this is why there's so many different meanings that we can interpret this. And I feel, okay, so
it came up for a reason. Whether
sometimes
you get the reading that you need, instead of the reading that you think fits, right? Like the cards had a message for you about some emotional situation. It might not be actual family, but it's something that you're emotionally connected to. For most of us, that's family, but it could
So,
be a network of friends. It could be within yourself as well. But like Steve says, the ones to the tens are a cycle. And they typically, the ones are starts, and the tens are usually the end, but it's just sort of the end of the flow of something. But it means that you begin again, right? An ending means you begin again. So it may be time to look at something with fresh eyes and begin again to make that emotional connection. There's an emotional piece that needs your attention right now, is what I'm
yeah,
getting from it.
yeah, and I want to add to that because Corey's mentioning, okay, this makes sense now. I'm dealing with the inner abuser inside me right now. Perfect. Okay, that's the reverse 10. Where the knight comes in then is you need to seek someone around you who's very intelligent. They're going to help guide you through this. Again, this Knight of Swords is like leading an army into battle. So there's someone around you that's extremely intelligent and can help you work on this, what's inside of you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense now you can relate. So you see how the cards can have several meanings. And Corey, because you're the what we call the querent. Okay, so you're like the client, the querent, we call that in tarot. It's good and it's relevant for you to share some information so that we can relate the cards and give you that guidance and that path going forward. So
Again, two cards
there
for one dimensional read, right? It's a little tricky to get a whole inner meaning to just two cards. So
Corey wrote, I know exactly who the battler is. I'm working with a coach right now. Is totally making sense now. Love it. Great. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
Glad it came together for you, Corey.
And then I know we have Lily.
And Lily, I was going to remember this from last time. Libra?
You got it, Lily Libra.
Lily Libra. And Lily is over 30, so I believe she's a Queen of Swords. Yes.
Yes. And she's looking for week advice. Advice for the week. Sorry. Okay. I know it doesn't come out right, week advice. It's advice for the week.
Week advice.
Yeah.
Okay, Lily. For the week ahead. Yeah, let us know, Lily, if anything that we pulled for the collective for the week ahead resonates with you. It's always interesting to know after the week. Let us know. Boy, those cards really, nailed it for me, or, whatever your experience was. We'd love to hear it.
Okay, Kat, I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay. Queen of Swords.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you very much. Okay. And Corey, while Kat's searching for the card, I do want to say that, the Knight of Swords that came up for you, so that coach, that person that you're working with, is the person right for you. It makes perfect sense.
So we have the Page of Swords for you, Lily. So there's some news coming with regard to, I don't know, maybe have you got a sort of a plan of action that some kind of strategy that you're going to be taking? I don't know if you've got some kind of, swords also mean communication. They mean conveying thoughts and emotions clearly, but it looks like are you waiting for news or something to come? It looks like you've got some news coming.
Kat, what images do you have on that card?
Page of Swords. Pages are usually if we're talking about an individual, it's usually a young person. In this case, I'm thinking more of because it was advice for the week. I think it's more of figurative than literal.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm wondering. Okay. So that if we're taking the page as a figure, a younger figure, Lily, let us know if there is, like, if you have a son. The reason why I asked that is because I pulled the Empress card for you,
So
and
this is, yes, a young person that's an air sign. It could be a son or a daughter, but
yeah.
it's a young person under 30 that's an air sign. So air
So
signs are Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius.
right. So I pulled the Empress. The Empress, no sons. Okay, let us know if you have daughters in that age range. Okay,
Mhm.
or nieces, nephews, something like that. Um, the Empress, that's a motherly figure. So I'm definitely saying that this week, you've got that energy, you've got that motherly energy.
Mhm.
And if I'm looking at the card, the symbolism in this card specifically, there's a lot of animals, a lot of nature. I don't know if you are a nature lover, if that makes any sense, if you feel at home being in nature, because the card, the intuition that I'm getting is that it's very possible this week you need to go into nature to ground yourself. Now with and it was you had the Page of Swords, Kat. So the Page of Swords, you're right, it is messages. There is intellect. It's about written and spoken word. Um,
Politics, ambition. If you've got something you're really like an ambition or something you're really going for, could be that too.
Lily, are you into writing? Can you let us know? Are you into writing? Whether it be like a diary, a journal, a book, something. I'm just going to wait for Lily to respond before I continue.
Mm-hmm.
No writing now. Did you used to write? Was that a passion for you? Because the page is really about written or spoken word, and clarity, thought.
The swords, yeah.
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 No, she's saying no. Interesting. Okay. Can you relate to the Empress where we talk about going into nature and feeling at home in nature?
And also, the Empress can also be interpreted as fruition. Things like the way you might interpret those two cards together is you've got news coming about an ambition, about something that you're
Okay.
trying to do. And the Queen is saying something's going to come of that. May not be what you expect, but something is going to come of that. And this is the Empress. This is a major arcana. It's significant that it's coming up in a
So
one-part pull, right?
now it makes sense. So Lily answered yes to my question about nature and feeling at home. And Kat, you had the Page of Swords, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Lily, I feel like this week, go and surround yourself by nature because you're going to get some kind of a message. You're going to get some kind of a create or some kind of an idea while you're in nature. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what it's going to involve. But I feel like your place this week is to go to a park, maybe your favorite park, sit under your favorite tree, hug a tree, and something is just going to be jolted. Like I feel like you're going to get some kind of idea that comes up. Um, and yeah, that's what I'm getting. I keep going back to that. It's not really making sense to me, Lily. It might make sense to you this week. So I feel like if you do that this week, can you let me know? Can you send me a message and let me know if that resonates, if that makes sense?
Okay, looks like
All right. I don't know if there's any others. I don't see any on YouTube. Um, any questions on YouTube? Let me see if there is. If I missed anybody else. No, I think we're good.
Awesome.
All right.
Great.
So just to recap who the winner of the free reading was Red Capes 59. So again, if you're watching this, contact us, let us know. Again, thank you everybody for joining this week. Again, some of the reads, because they were predicting a little bit going forward. You're welcome, Lily. Let us know how these readings were for you this week. Okay.
And if you want more context, reach out to Steve for a full read, because you can get a lot more from a full read than you can from just a card here and there. And yeah, he's got some great spreads that he can do for you to give you a little more clarity.
Yeah. So yes, so thank you everyone for joining. Same bat time, same bat channel next week. And Kat, I'll let you close it off.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting week, guys. Just take it one day at a time, and the only way to get around it is probably to go through it. But there's going to be some significant happenings. We'd love to hear how your week goes, and I want to wish you the best of luck, I think, to all of us, because we're all part of the collective. And thanks a lot for joining. It means a lot to us, and we hope to see you again next week.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Bye.